chose a topic on leadership and civic engagement, one that is very natural for me, having spent a lifetime and a career in the public sector, and then of course when I have an opportunity to speak in front of emerging leaders, established leaders, and having an opportunity just to reinforce how important it is for all of us to be engaged and to be concerned about how we can improve social and economic conditions in our community, in the city that we live in. And so I just want to kind of expound on some of the things that Clark mentioned with respect to leadership. Particularly for me, I will tell you that I consider myself a servant leader. I feel that my God put me on this earth to serve, and I've been blessed to have had two jobs now. One, 24 years with Omaha Police Department that provided me with an opportunity to serve a community that I hold very dear to my heart. And now in my current capacity at the Urban League of Nebraska. And I could tell you that I could do that job for free. But since my wife is sitting here, I usually wouldn't mention it in public, so I do accept some compensation. But I will tell you that I find it so rewarding, and I derive so much satisfaction from going to work every day, knowing that at least I feel I can make a difference. And it's important, as Clark mentioned, just to know who you are and to identify what it is that you're good at, and to have either a vocation or an occupation that you're absolutely passionate about. And depending on how you define success, or depending on how you feel about leadership, whether it's nature or nurture, sure, there are those that have the natural charismatic leadership traits, but I certainly believe also that you can develop your leadership skills. And this program tonight, hopefully you'll pick up some tips on how to enhance your skills. So 2 points I would like to make on leadership and civic engagement, and I'll tell you up front, one's public service and the other is community involvement. I think I'd better mention them before I run out of time. I know that 7 minutes is rather concise, so at least you'll know what the second topic is, just in case I run out of time. But certainly when it comes to public service, not only do we as citizens have an obligation to be very knowledgeable of the issues that affect our society, we have an obligation to vote. We have an obligation to be engaged. How many of you watched the debate last night? You know, I find it interesting. I think there was a poll that mentioned that the average citizen can only identify 2 elected officials outside of the president. And when I have an opportunity to speak, certainly in front of what could be the next generation of leaders, I could only encourage you that if you have aspirations to pursue an elected or appointed position, to do so. You know, we have a need to have those individuals that are honest and trustworthy to be in those positions of responsibility and trust. And so if you certainly are interested, please pursue a position as an elected or an appointed official because it's so critical that we have quality leadership. It's absolutely essential in order for our society or our community to continue to prosper and to thrive. Which kind of gets me to my second topic, because what I would describe as the best opportunity for leadership development would be volunteer service. And of course, I do have a selfish interest being responsible for a nonprofit organization. And I will tell you that we could not exist, we could not survive without support of volunteers. And as an opportunity not only, I heard leave a legacy. I heard where you want to be defined in terms of the impact that you've made. And for me, it's about leaving my community better than I found it. It's about making a contribution to aid and assist someone who may be less fortunate. It's about improving those life chances of those who may be disadvantaged. And there are opportunities throughout our community for volunteer service. And I would only encourage you to find that community-based organization, to find that nonprofit organization, whether it's the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, or your church, to give of your time, to give of your talent, to give of your treasure. Susan mentioned Big Brothers and Big Sisters. My colleague, Nicole Turgeon, who has a wait list for mentors. What better opportunity to have an impact on improving the life chances of a young man or a young woman than to become a mentor? Think about it. Think about how you arrived at where you're at today, if not for someone taking you under their wing, giving you some direction, giving you some guidance, giving you some support, and it would likely be someone outside your immediate family. So give some thought to how you can become a volunteer. And then the last thing I'll say, because I was told I need to leave you with a takeaway. Having served on various boards and been in a leadership position and trying to take advantage of other leadership development opportunities like this tonight, I will tell you probably my best investment, my best leadership development training occurred when I was in the 5th grade and I participated in student council. And that was to take a course on Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedure. And if you haven't done so, to become extremely versed on Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedure, because I used to think that I was always getting elected into these leadership positions because of my charisma, you know? When in fact, I think it was simply because I knew how to run a meeting. And I tell you, it's probably nothing that annoys me more than to get into one of those meetings and for it to be out of order. So my takeaway tonight, do a Google search, go pick up a handbook on Robert's Rules of Order or parliamentary procedure. Thank you.